for Emmanuel Macron on Sunday, as he was the first president in France to be elected for a second term in 20 years. And that speaks volumes, and making him stand out even more is the fact he founded the party he represents, which is called En Marche, a liberal centrist party who is pro-European. Adding another impressive fact, when he was first elected in 2017, he was the youngest president in France's history at the age of 39. He defeated opponent Marine Le Pen on Sunday, winning 59% of the votes, and get this, it was reported around 28% of France's voting population stayed home, unhappy with either candidate. Still, Macron has vowed to be the president for everyone. Now over in Shanghai, the lockdown continues, with the government installing green fences in areas where at least one resident has tested positive for COVID. Now this means that all the people in the building are now restricted from leaving until everyone tests negative. A local official has described the measure as hard quarantine. I mean, I don't know about you, but could you imagine waking up one morning and there's literally a fence blocking you from getting out of your home? Well, we'll keep you posted on this as more information emerges. Now over in Taiwan, with the war going on in Ukraine, the signals being sent is that the world will not accept a sovereign nation being invaded. They may not fight with boots on the ground, but they will certainly engage in proxy wars. And China is taking notice in relationship to Taiwan, which they see as part of China and have vowed to reunify with force if needed. With the ever-changing climate in foreign affairs, the U.S. government has stated that they will support Taiwan's efforts to build asymmetric defense capabilities meant to deter an attack by mainland China's military, at least Secretary of State Antony Blinken told lawmakers on Tuesday, amid questions from members of both parties about U.S. President Joe Biden's resolve on the issue. Speaking before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Blinken said the administration was determined to make sure that Taiwan has necessary means to defend itself against any potential aggression, including unilateral action by China to disrupt the status quo that's in place for decades now. And over in Ukraine, pleas from civilians to stop the bombing and allow them to resume their freedom were heard from the Azovstal steel plant, where soldiers and civilians are still holding up, denying a Russian takeover. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met with President Zelensky to discuss additional military aid. As it currently stands, around 5 million Ukrainians have fled, trying to find safety in other countries, and it's estimated around 7 million people have been displaced so far. Russia this week ceased exports of gas to Poland and Bulgaria for their refusal to pay their contract in rubles. And get this, Ukraine has more tanks on the ground right now than Russia actually does, due to Allied forces providing military aid. Needless to say, not much has changed, the war still rages on, and until an agreement can be reached between Zelensky and Putin, which seems very unlikely at this time, the unfortunate suffering will continue. Stick with us here on The Update on the HYFN TV network for all of your world news updates.